Welcome. Today we will be talking about the speed of the integration. And it's actually one of the most frequently asked questions: how long will it take to integrate the companies? I've spoken very briefly about this in one of the previous videos relating to the integration, but we will be talking about this in more detail. Well, as we said, first of all, it depends on the complexity of the deal itself. Of course, if you need to integrate a smaller company, usually, unless there are some significant issues, is going to be much quicker. There are studies that suggest that integrating quickly is better than wait, but there are other studies that actually are looking in exactly the opposite direction. Especially they say that if there are some significant cultural issues, integrating slowly, it actually can help to overcome some of the issues that are linked fundamentally to cultural differences. In my experience, I must say that quicker is better than slower, and that's why. And that's because far too many times these kind of deals tend to lose momentum. So it's very, very difficult to keep the momentum going. You know, you can get quick wins at the very beginning, but for example, if an integration lasts for about 2 or 3 years, to be honest, the situation can change dramatically in terms, for example, of the macroeconomic situation. But most of all, people will get in the mood of, for God's sake, this is a constant change, we cannot handle it anymore. You will also have to think about the fact that you want to capture synergies as soon as possible, also because the integration can be extremely costly. So there is not an answer, and that's not because I want to be wishy-washy, but because it depends on the significant or specific deal that you are dealing with. But on an average, quicker is better than slower, even though it doesn't mean that it has to be done like a bulldozer. I mean, it's like a tank. You would have to take into consideration the elements that we've been talking about in these videos, and most of all, try to capture synergies at the right time. And that's because and that's the reason why it's very important to set up a suitable integration team, and most of all a suitable action plan. So sometimes the integration can take 6 months, sometimes it can take a year, sometimes it can take 2 years. To be honest, an integration can take 5 years. I must say that I will be extremely concerned about that timing. I mean, unless you are doing something global that involved something like 20 companies, but again, I don't think that someone will go through something like that, because the possibility that it's going to fail is much higher, and therefore you may not actually reach synergies. So it may not be actually the best choice. Thank you so much for watching.